At the witch gathering, the coven belle Adeline grabbed my husband's arm.
Fiona, I'm taking your husband.
Dissolve your covenant.
Logan pulled her closer.
Just name your price, sweetheart.
Around us, the other witches whispered and snickered.
Look at her, showing up with a cat cart while everyone else has shadow steeds. No wonder he's leaving.
Instead of getting angry, I laughed.
You'd better think carefully. Breaking a covenant with me comes at a price.
Adeline looked me up and down and smirked.
Well, well. Look who's learned to talk tough.
She tossed a pouch of mana crystals at my feet.
Take those. Consider them payment for all the years you've been watching over Logan for me.
Sweetheart, it's better for everyone this way.
I couldn't believe I took a day off from the Shadow Council for this. I looked at her coldly.
Adeline, do you know what the Witch's Code says about stealing someone else's husband while a covenant is still active?
She let out a dismissive laugh.
Consequences? Ask around what name I carry in the Shadow Council.
But none of them knew I was the Primordial Witch's personal guardian. Even the Shadow Council answers to me. Watching them hold hands, I let out a cold laugh.
So the two of you planned this all along?
As soon as I finished speaking, Logan's face changed.
That's nonsense! Adeline and I are true loves!
If she hadn't been forced to go abroad to study dark curses, we would have been together all along.
I was utterly stunned. Everyone at the Coven training ground knew she had been the one to dump Logan. Now he was rewriting history? I didn't know why they had gotten back together, but at this moment, the magic covenant between Logan and me was still active. I couldn't swallow this insult.
Logan, do you have any idea what the penalty is for covenant betrayal?
I stared into his eyes, but he couldn't meet my gaze. Then the coven belle threw herself into his arms, putting on a pitiful look.
Enough with the threats. You're just upset because there aren't enough mana crystals.
Name your price. I have more than enough mana crystals.
Watching this once glorious coven belle, now reduced to proving herself by stealing someone else's husband, I felt nothing but indifference.
Adeline, let me remind you, if Logan agrees to dissolve the covenant today, both of you will face the witch court.
Before I could finish, Logan jumped in anxiously.
Stop trying to scare us. What could you possibly do?
Ever since we made the covenant, we've barely seen each other. Who knows what you've been up to?
To be honest, if you hadn't chased me back then, you wouldn't have gotten a single manta crystal.
If it weren't for my special status, I would have slapped him. Logan's words drew laughter from the crowd.
See? They always say your power and status determine your partner. Someone like Fiona with no background and no presence was destined to lose her husband.
Right? Dressed so shabbily, and she dares to show up here.
When it comes to wealth and influence, Adeline's family is generous, and they have the Shadow Council backing them.
Everyone was fawning over the former coven belle. Not a single person spoke up for me. In their eyes, I was nothing but a clown for their entertainment. Ignoring their mockery, I turned to leave, but before I could stand, a hand pressed down on my shoulder.
Trying to leave? Did I say you could?
Adeline looked at me smugly, her eyes full of contempt.
Fiona, have two choices today. Take the mana crystals and dissolve the covenant, or I'll curse you until you agree. Think carefully, and choose one.
Hearing Adeline's words, I couldn't help but laugh.
Are you sure you want me to choose?
Adeline had no idea how much trouble she was in. She remained as arrogant as ever.
Of course. As long as you dissolve the covenant, I promise you'll have an easy life after this.
Suppressing the anger inside me, I spoke slowly.
I can dissolve the covenant, and I don't want your mana crystals, but...
I paused deliberately.
You need to let me use my magic mirror first, because dissolving the covenant isn't my decision alone.
Adeline burst out laughing.
Fiona, you really think you're someone important, don't you? Giving you a choice is a courtesy, not a negotiation. No matter who you call, you're dissolving the covenant today. Got it?
I heard the threat in her voice, but didn't care. I almost found it amusing.
I already said I agree to dissolve the covenant, but this needs approval from above. I can't decide on my own.
Adeline's face darkened. She was about to attack, but Logan stopped her.
Darling, we're magnanimous. Don't stoop to her level. Let her use her mirror.
Logan thought I was just stalling for time. He looked very pleased with himself. I was about to retort, but he continued.
Fiona, don't say I didn't warn you. No matter who you call,
I'm dissolving this covenant today.
I believed I had been a good coven partner to Logan after we made our covenant. I handed over my share of mana crystals every month without fail. He never worked, never did any chores. He spent his days shopping at the dark market or playing witch cards. At this moment, every last bit of feeling I had for him vanished.
Logan, don't flatter yourself. I never intended to persuade you. I just find you disgusting. But you and Adeline, I hope after this communication you don't regret it, because by then no one will be able to save you.